Everybody, welcome back to the fifth, I think sixth, and the last part of this tutorial series, where we are using Tailwind CSS to create this landing page. So all the HTML and CSS is pretty much over. All that's left is to make this accordion work, and this is the last JavaScript and the last part of the tutorial series. So let's start. So the first thing is that when we click on these accordion buttons, we want to hide the content for the unclicked button, and we want to make the clicked button's content visible. And that's actually very simple. So I'm gonna give space here for the accordion in our main.js file. And I'm just gonna say, first I need uh, the accordion items, right? So the accordion, so const, we can go to the HTML and grab them. So here we have an li for each. In each of the li's, I'm going to give them a class that says accordion item. So now we can say accordion items equals document query selector all, query selector all, and we can select them by their class, which is accordion item, which is this one. Next, for each accordion item, for each is basic JavaScript. Let me know if you want a beginner JavaScript tutorial, because I know some people struggle with it. Accordion item stuff for each accordion item singular. Then say accordion item. First we want to get the button. So const btn equals accordion item dot query selector, and you would like to come here and say select this. Go here and say accordion btn. So I say dot accordion btn, which is the class we just applied. So now for each of the buttons, we want to add an event listener. The event would be click. So just to test it out, when it's clicked, we want to alert clicked. So now if everything works, when we click all of the buttons, we get this alert which says click. Okay, now we don't want to raise an alert. Instead, what we want to do is a couple of stuff. So the first thing we want to do is we want to hide all of the paragraphs, even the chosen one. We want to hide them all. So we have this class accordion content on the paragraphs. So we just want to select all the paragraphs. So const accordion contents equals documents query selector all, again query selector all dot accordion content. So we want to hide them all. So accordion contents dot for each accordion content singular. I know the class names are a bit long, but it's good practice to make your code readable. So accordion content, you want to say for the accordion content dot class list dot add the class hidden. So the class hidden in Tailwind CSS is used to make elements hidden. So we are adding the class hidden for it. So if we now save, and if we now click anywhere, all the paragraphs will be hidden. They will disappear. Now this is not quite the functionality that we are looking for. Instead, what we want to do is after hiding all of them, we just want to unhide, or we want to show the actual the actually paragraph content to be shown. So we can simply say uh, we can come here and say accordion item, which is the current item, which was the clicked, so the one which was clicked, right? We want to say query selector, and we want to select accordion content. So now, while query selector all on the document will select all the accordion contents, this query selector on the single accordion item, which was clicked actually, will select only the one for the clicked one. So we just want to do that and say class list simply remove hidden. Okay, so if we now save, when we click here, nothing changes because it's already visible. When we click here, now this is visible. When you click here, this is visible. Now we're already making a working accordion, right? So all that's left is to make the indicator work. So this is now reddish pink color, and that's because we want to indicate that this was the open one. So when you refresh the page, the actual open one is the first one. So that's actually the reason this has the color. So we want to change the color from here to here first of all when we click it. So this is actually very simple. First of all, we would like to get all the, in order to change it, we want to change this. So we want to get all the buttons, and I think we have, okay, so we want to get all the buttons. The buttons of this class, accordion button, accordion btn. So we just need to get them using their class. So we want to say const accordion btns equals document a query selector all, which we've been doing so far. We want to select using the accordion btn class name. So here we want to do the same. So we want to make all of them white. So accordion btns dot for each actually, right? So for each accordion btn, we want to take the accordion btn and class list dot remove the color, which is this one, right? So we have it on the first one. So this is the color text ff 4954. Just have to select it. Go over to our main.js file, and we just want to remove. So now if we save, when we click anywhere, it is removed. Now we don't just want it to be removed, we want it to be applied to the correct one. So let's just copy this since it's the same logic here. As accordion, instead of content, we want to say accordion btn. And from the class list, we want to add the text here. So let's just copy it. Now let's save and let's see if it works. So whenever we click on an accordion item, it will turn into this reddish pink color. One thing is left. As you can see, initially this is our status. So this is a minus instead of a plus, which is text actually, as we have spoken earlier. So when we click here, we want this plus to change into minus and this minus to change into plus. Now this is very simple. It's an exercise since we've already doing it. So you have the actual knowledge on how to accomplish such stuff. So I would like you to pause the video and try it out. yeah, I'm just gonna give you some time, pause the video, and try uh, to do it yourself because it's very useful to know. Okay, let's continue now. So first thing, again, the we'll give this a class, right? So we want to say class accordion indicator. So this is the class. We want to copy it and give it to both the classes here. The spans actually, sorry. Class. Okay, so we don't just so now we have the class on them. So we want to select them, right? So we've been doing this again and again. So accordion items, sorry, accordion indicators equals document query selector all. We want to select the meta class, which is accordion indicator. So this class we just applied. So now first we want to make everything plus. So since that's the unopened state, right? So accordion, let's say accordion indicators dot for each accordion indicator. We want to say accordion indicator dot class list. Sorry, it's not class list. This time it's text content, right? Text content equals. We want to make it plus everything. So now when we click, it always becomes plus. Now you want the used one, the actual opened one, to be minus. So again, you just have to copy this since it's pretty much the same thing, right? Accordion item, query selector, accordion indicator this time, indicator. Instead of class list, we want to say text content. And instead of the add, we just want to say equals and say minus. Now let's save and let's see if it works. So here it becomes minus, it becomes minus, becomes minus. So it works. So this is not just for accordion. So this will help you in every JavaScript project you do. So this will make JavaScript pretty much easier. So when something changes, when a state changes, first you want to revert everything to the default stage, then change the actual the element to be actually opened or activated. You want to change its properties alone. First you want to make everything as the default, then you want to select the property alone and say change it. So I hope you really learned something from this. This has been a great tutorial series, my best, the best on my channel. So I really hope you enjoyed, learn something about Tailwind CSS, learn something about JavaScript. Uh, yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep making tutorials. The next one I think will be very important tutorial for everyone who wants to be a full stack developer. So subscribe not to miss it. Thanks for the support of the series. Yeah, until next time, goodbye.